To crack the interviews of TCS Digital, Ninja, Prime, SQL developer or any of the software engineer field, you need to crack the SQL questions because this is a very hot topic that always asks to any of the candidate who is preparing for any of the technical roles. So in this particular video, I will tell you about the multiple types of pattern that they can ask you because 70 questions are curated with the previous interview experiences of all service-based companies as well as the product-based companies, so that this video will be the one stop for you. So please tie your belt and start your journey with me. Stay till the end and crack any of the technical interviews because all patterns you will learn in this video. So hello everyone, my name is Aditya Mishra and welcome back to the Prime Coding channel. I put the content which will help you to prepare for your placements or any of the technical interviews. So please subscribe the channel so that you won't miss any of the update. So without wasting time, let's hop over the questions. So yes, let's see the top 70 questions which covers all patterns, previous year questions, and all topics are covered, like where else, many topics you will see in this video. So let's move forward with the very first video page. Yes, now first question states, how do you switch to the IMDb database? So in this case, I'm using an IMDb database that I have loaded in my SQL database in my DBMS, but I will highly encourage you to create your own schema and database. Then try to do that. Like instead, in my case, my SQL table name as IMDb. In your case, it might be other. So use that. I will provide all these PDFs so that it will be helpful for you to read and revise all this concept. So yes, how do you switch to the IMDb database? So very first keyword you will learn is use here. Use is basically denotes which particular database that you want to point, because in database there would be multiple tables or multiple database would be exist in DBMS system. There would be multiple database would be existed. So you need to choose which database you need to access it and perform your manipulation. So in this case, it is stating that please use IMDb. Okay, so use the keyword to access any of the database. Okay, now moving forward with the second question. How do you list all the tables in the current database? Great. So you need to list all the current tables that are present in the particular database that you have been using now. In this case, I am using IMDb. So how many tables are there? So you need to write show tables. Guys, I can run it also all these codes, but like I will write it as use table, use IMDb now, and the other that we have is show tables. As SQL is not a case sensitive, so it will not create any issues, but you need to be very careful about each and every topic. Now you see use IMDb has been implemented and use show tables. You can see there are many tables, and guys, this IMDb data set has huge number of data points like 38,000 or 3 lakh, I guess. So it would be hard for me to provide this because it's a GB of file. But if I found, because some I guess I have deleted, but it is in my database, so I've been using it. But I will provide this link into my drive and all. You can just have a look over it. Great. So let's move forward. I won't run each and every query because it meant same, it meaning is same. You will create by yourself, and how much practice you will do from your side, that much problem solving skill you will attain, because in interview they will tell you to create a database or write a code to how to create a table and just perform all the information, perform all the manipulation that the interview will give you. So please prepare for that. Take an example from here. Create your database, create your tables, create your schema, and try to perform all these questions. Just you need to replace the column names that has been existed in your database. In my case, all the tables value are been same, so I'm using that particular case, but you can also use that. I will provide everything in the description. So very first, show is a keyword to use to show the tables that are present in the database. Okay, so it will present it. Great. Now, how do you display the structure of the movies table? So structure means what all type of name is there, columns are there, and what is their preferences. Like if I tell you, if I write here, describe any movies, let's say describe movies, and see Now you can see here, movie table had fields of ID. If it is not visible, let me, okay, so it has not been increasing. So ID would be the first field, which is int type, name is varchar, year is int, and rank score is float. Guys, if you are wondering what is varchar and all, I have created a particular theory video of all the DBMS questions that has been asked in interviews, previous year interviews. Please have a look over it. Extensively I have covered all type of theory question that can be asked from you. Great. So all this will be presented to you. If you write describe, it will describe whole movie tables. That movie is a table though, and all these are the fields that resides in movie. Great. Now let's move forward with another question is, how do you select all columns from the movie tables? So how you can select? It's simple. You need to use select asterisk will take all the present values from the table from movies. Okay, so from is another keyword which is dedicated to each table that you are using in a database. Great. So now how do you select the name and year columns from the movie table? How do you do that? So as the question state, select. So you need to write select what? Name, year, and from the movie table. So just from movies, and that would be your query. Try to understand the query which is given by the interviewer. Great. In this SQL, the beauty of the question is everything is there in the question. You just need to apply the keywords and your query is done and dusted. So let's move to the very sixth question. So sixth question state, how do you select the rank score and name columns from the movie table? Okay, I need to select rank score. Rank score is the same. Rank score is the same attribute, and name, okay, columns from the movie table. So from movie table, and it would be your SQL query. Select rank score, name from movies. See how it is easy it is. I won't run all these queries because these all will give the answer it's right, and please, I will highly encourage you, please write it by yourself according to your database or tables. Great. So let's move forward with the seventh question. Before going to the seventh question, you need to know what about keywords. So keywords are limit and offsets. Limit restrict the number of rows returned in the result set, which means, like as I have said, my IMDb database has 3 lakhs of columns, 3 or 38 lakhs or thousands of rows. So I don't need that because it will take much time to execute one query. So I will put a limit, and I will tell you how we can put the limit and how the value will look like. Following with that, offset will help us to start from specific row. If I need that, please search from specific 40th or 10th row till somewhere else. So you can specify the source or the starting point from where your query should execute. Great. And the professional definition would be specify the number of rows to skip before starting to return rows. Great. Great. Now let's see the question. How do you get the first 20 rows of name and rank score from the movies? As I have told, you need to take rank, name, then rank score, and from movies. These both words are the syntax of our query. So now first 20 rows. Okay, so it would be the condition. So let's apply. Let's select name, score. Okay, from movies. This much you know. Now just limit 20 will limit your query till 20 row. That's it. The 20 row would be printed and it's fine. Let's move to the next question. If you want to execute this, you can execute this as select name and rank score from movies, where the limit tends to be, let's say 10. Fine. Now it will run it and see the output of it. Yes, the output is, you can see the name is hashtag 28, and there are many null values also in that, and they are all being according to the rank score. Great, great, great. So yes, let's move forward with another question which states that what to use as limit and offset. Why to use limit and offset? As I have just now told you, so we won't waste much time here, but we'll do it later also. Please write the query by yourself, write the definition by yourself, take a pen paper and write the definition for yourself, because this, after reading this video, you should revise this. I will provide this PPT. Just revise it every day before your interview or every Sunday. You will become a good problem solver after revising each and every slides properly. Great. Now let's move to the ninth slide. Let's move to the ninth question. How do you get 20 rows of name and rank score starting from the 41st row? As I have told, if I want to start my query from a specific row, what you can use? As the definition states, offset. So let's have a look over the query. Now select name, rank score. As the question state, you need rank, you need rank score, you need name. Starting for 41st column, you need to use offset -1 because it states that if you write offset 40, which means your query start executing from the very next 41th. Great. Now limit would be 20 because I don't need to process 38,000 or 3 lakhs of data points. Let's say 38,000 for now. And from movies. Fine. Fair enough. Moving forward with another key that you should know, which is order by. Order by name itself says that it is something that we are ordering. Now let's hop over the definition. The order by clause in SQL is used to sort the result set by one or more columns. By default, it's sort in ascending, as ASC is the key to ascend, to process or put in order in ascending manner, or descending is a keyword which will arrange your data according to the descending order. Great. Now let's see the query over it. How do you list top 10 most recent movies by year? Top 10. So there is a limitation. So you need to use here is limit. Guys, see how I am creating the SQL query. Like this manner, you need to create it in exam also. Recent movie, which means you need to do as descending order, because if the movie has released in 1964 and now currently is 2024, so this is greater than, which means it is starting from the end, and starting from the end will give you the recent movie update. Same here, we'll use descending keyword here. Now movies by year, there is a parameter year you need to take, name you need to take, rank score you need to take, and year, which year. For doing that, same, select name, rank, score and year from movies, and you need to apply the order by, which is descending order according to the year. So order by, descend year, descending. If you don't use descending here, then it will sort your query according to the ascending, because ascending is a default case. Great. Now year, now limit 10, it will give you the latest information present in the database. I will highly encourage you to see this code, practice it by yourself and run it in your compiler. Great, because running each and every code can increase my video in so much length. I don't need that. It should be crisp, short and as fast as possible. I can cover all the patterns for you. Now 11th question. How do you list the top 10 oldest movies by year? Oldest movies, which means you need the year which is very less according to the present year. So for that you need to use ascending, or you don't need to use ascending because it's a default. Top 10, which means you need to apply limit here. Great. By year. Okay, year is a criteria where you need to apply your order by. Showing name, rank, score and year are your select statement. That's it. Rewrite it. Now select name, rank, score, year from movies, order by year, limit 10. Whatever question said, try to frame your query from the question itself. Great. Try to be attentive when interviewer is telling about the question. Then you can easily frame the SQL questions. As of now, the queries are very easy, but as we are moving forward, the query difficulty would be increased. So stay tuned. Now the another keyword that we should know is distinct, because as we have saw recently that there are many null values also, and it might be some actors has been repeated multiple times, or it will be some duplicacy would be there in our database. So how you can come over from it? So now the distinct keyword will help us to do that operation. Now keyword is a SQL is used to return only unique distinct values. It eliminates duplicate rows from the result set. Great. So question itself state, let's see how the question asks us to find. So how do you list all unique genres. Genres are basically the type of movies that's a sci-fi, that's a horror and all from the movie genres. So we have a particular table inside it which stores the movie names and the following parameters with movie genres, like what genre it is are. They are now from the table. So from table name we know that it is now unique genre, we know there, and instead of unique we need to use distinct, and yes, then you are good to go. So select distinct genre from movies genre. Okay, so it would be table. Now great. Now let's hop over the next type of SQL question. So how do you list all unique combinations of first name? First name is the first attribute and the last name is the second attribute from the director table unique combination. Okay, so you need to get all unique combination. Instead of unique, you need to use distinct here, and combination of first name. So in the select statement you can use first and last from the director table and your query is over. Select distinct, first name, last name from directors. As you can see, the framing SQL question is so easy. So this question has been asked like I have applied over my table and database, but these are asked in the interview where the interview experience written candidate who have wrote the interview experience, they just wrote this syntax, but I have given you the practical example of it. So please like the video if you are understanding all this concept. So let's move forward with another keyword. So where, now we are using where clause. Where clause is basically help us to apply the condition over each row. Why I'm telling or why I'm concentrating over the row, you will get to know. Just be patient. Now where clause is SQL used to filter rows based on the specific condition. Let's see what type of question can be asked to you using where clause. Let's see. How do you list all movies? All stands for select. Great. Now with and rank score. Okay, rank score greater than 9. Greater than 9 is a condition here, as you can also specify it because you have cleared the NQT exam. Now showing name, okay, name, year and rank score would be the attribute for your select statement. Let's see. Select name, year, rank score. As the question said, I have directly wrote into my query. Now you need to apply the where clause where you need greater than 9. Rank score which has greater than 9, and I have wrote the same thing. In English also, what we can tell, okay, fetch the name, year, rank score from this table where their rank score is greater than 9. Simple. As the English states, you need to write it in query. Few syntax used to be followed. Instead of fetch, you need to write select. Great. Let's hop to the next question. 15th question. How do you list top 20 movies? So top 20 movies would be like 20 movies. So it would be limit. Great. Now with a rank score is your attribute here, greater than 9. Greater than 9. Rank score is basically stands as IMDb here. Now sorted in descending order where you need to use your order by descending. DESC is the keyword. Guys, try to write as the similar way I have written the query. Try to write the keyword in a capital manner and the column or attribute name in a small thing, so that it would create some impression over your interviewer and he would be or she would be very happy after reading your query. Great. Now order by rank score. So let's hop. As the question states, we need to take it from the movie table, rank score and the sorted ascending order. Now let's write it. So name, year, rank score you can do, or you can write it as star. Now from movies table, as a question states, where I need the rank score which are greater than, so this is a condition, greater than 9. So I have written greater than 9, order by, as the question states, in descending order. So order by descending order, and it states top 20. So till now this query will fetch all the values present in my SQL, but I need only 20. So I have given, or I have written the limit 20, so that only 20 rows would be given as an answer for me. Great. Now let's move to the 16th question. How do you list all records from movie genres? Okay, movie genres where we have the genre according to the movies, where the genre is comedy. So you need to take out all the movie names, all the movie information, not only name, all the information of a movie which is which the genre is equivalent to comedy. Let's see. Okay, select star, which means it will select all columns from movie genres where the movie genres is stable, where the genre is equivalent to comedy. And yes, all the information which movies are generating having comedy would be given to you. Great. If you put limit here, what it will do, I hope you have spoken till now, it will give only the top 20 values from your query. Great. Now, how do you list all records? All records, which means asterisk, from movie genres. Movie genres is a table. Now, where the genre is not horror. Great. So, we can write the query as star, as the question states, from movie genres where genre is not, as you can see this symbol here, which stands for not like horror. You can write it as not like also, but this you should know multiple keywords. If you write this, it will create an extraordinary impression over you, because you know this keyword stands for not like. Great, which means query will print all the genres, leaving the horror genre. Great. Without wasting time, let's hop to the 18th question. What is the result of querying movies where rank score equals null? Where rank score equals null. Okay, so query movies where rank score equals null. So we need to write a query which will give us a null value. Whose rank score is null, we need to print that. So select name here rank score from movies where rank score is equivalent to null. Instead of equivalent, you can use like null. Great, it will work. Now let's hop over the 19th question. I think you are like getting the confidence how to write the query, but you should write it by yourself. After explaining by myself, please write it by your hand so that it will fix into your mind. Now, how do you list the first 20, which means as of now you have spoken now, limit. Now movies where the rank score is null. Okay, select name, rank score, movies, rank score is null. See, is null, we are using some different keyword here. Is null, where the rank score is an attribute which is null, and only top 20 value I don't need multiple values, only top 20 values. Great. So moving forward with the 21st question, which states that how do you list the 20 movies where the rank score is not null? Same query, you just need to write is not null. Guys, as you are thinking that the questions are very easy, but it is because I am explaining you, and the question statement are also pretty clear to you. But these type of question, please try to touch all these significant keyword that I am using, like is not null, is null, that particular arrow symbol that we have discussed. Please take a note of it so that you won't miss out from your mind, and please revise. That's why I created a beautiful PDF for you, so that you won't be tired of revising. So please revise every day or every weekend so that it will fit into your mind. Great. So now it will give you the output of top 20 values which has null. Great. Now how do you list 20? Again, I think I don't need to tell it again and again. It's limit where the rank score is not null. Same guys, not null. It's good to go. It's not a big issue now. Now keyword logical operators. What is meant by logical operators? Which means and, or, not, between, in, like. So these are the keywords that you should use into your queries, and when let's see. So 23, how do you list movies with rank score? So movies is the table also, rank score is an attribute, greater than 9 is a condition, and released after the year 2000, it's also a condition. So we have two conditions, which means in where statement we need to write two conditions. So let's see. Select name, year, rank, score as per the question states. I have written it. From movie table, as the question states, we need to fetch over the movies and two conditions. Rank score should be greater than 9, and you can see in the question itself it is written that and you should use, or if question states that or, you need to use or. Now and year 2000, which means the year, which means it will fetch that particular movies which has rank score greater than 9 and year greater than 2000. Okay, if you need that, this should be run into my compiler. So let's have a quick run in my compiler and see the output. Like few things I will let you know how we can run it. Yes, now let's run it. Okay, you can see now. Okay, you can see the output here. Like we are getting the output of all the values. Like we have 10 values, I would say. Okay, not 10, I have not written any values, so it's giving all the values that are present in my table. So you can hop over it and see all these values are being given, which has the rank score greater than 9 and year is also greater than 2000. Great. So without wasting time, let's hop over the very next query. Great. So next query is, how do you list the first 20 movies released after the year 2000, which means after the year 2000 is our condition, which is come into the where clause. First 20 movies. So limit, you should use limit here because it is written that you need only 20 movies. Now let's write it name, year, rank, score, or you can write star because question doesn't specify to use this much. From movie table where the year is not, because question states that you need to list a movie after the year. So which is not equivalent to 2000, you need to print each and every rows. So that's it, and limit clause will do. I know what it do and you also know what it do. Now 25th question. How do you list movies with rank score greater than 9 or released after the year 2007? Greater than 9, you know what it is, condition. So first condition, you write it into your where condition, and or is the logical operator here where you need to use or here. Released after 2000, which means the date should be greater than 2007. Same, name, year, rank, score. From movies, rank score should be greater than 9 or the year should be greater than 2007. I hope you got it. It is very easy, guys. These types of query has been asked multiple times in many interviews. So if you are able to solve this query, which means you are taking a step forward to your interview. Now let's hop to the 26th question. Movie released between 1999 till 2000. Between is a logical operator here that you need to use. Now inclusive, which means you should take 2000 into it. Great. Although betweens, whatever range it is leftmost range and it is rightmost range, all these range are inclusive. Great. So name, year, rank, score, movies, year between 1999 to 2000 as it states, and just take it from the question and put it into your where clause. That's because if I erase all these lines, and you can see this itself create our where clause condition, and this itself tells which table and what all values you need to take. Write it into a select and you are dusted. Now let's move to the very next question, which states, how do you list records where the genre is either comedy or horror? I hope take a pen paper and write this query right now. Please don't see the solution. Okay, so select director ID and gender as a question state. We need to do that. I guess in this question doesn't state that, so please add it. You need to get the director ID and gender into your question. Great. So it's not an issue though. You can use star also if question doesn't specify, but I have wrote it. Now director gender would be the table in which all director corresponding to the genre they create the video, and where the genre in comedy and horror, because question states that. So I am using in here, which means all the genre which is comes into my comedy or horror, it will give you whole array. Or if you want these or solution to be run, I will happy to let you know, because this is also a very unique solution. So let's write it here as limit only 20, because I don't need each and every value. So let's select it, put a run condition, and bingo, all these value gender with director ID has been come. If I do star, so that I need each and every parameter that is existed in the director table. So director table has director ID, gender and probability. Okay, great. So yes, that's you have solved this particular example. Now let's hop over the next question. So how do you list movies with names starting with tis? Name starting with tis. So please, you need to return the movie which is starting for tis. So you will learn this new concept here. So as the question said, name, year, rank, score, you have selected, or you can use a star from movies like name, like tis. So tis mod, what will it will do is it will fetch all the names with starting 3 letters should be same as tis, and rest of the it can be anything. Great. And manipulating this modulus symbol will let you fetch all the particular information that you need. We'll see each and every condition in this video. So let's hop over to 29th question. The first name ends with es, and if yes, now in previous case the tis, in last we have used a mod operator which will giving us the value which the first name is starting from tis, or the first 3 letter is starting from tis. Now es you need to end, so end, then you need to apply mod here. That's it. Now same case we have written here, and you are getting your output. I hope you got it. I hope you got the pattern. Please understand the pattern here. Now the next question contains first name contains es. So first name should contain es. So first name and last name I am fetching it because we need to print it. Now actor first name, like if the modulus operator, if you put in the beginning, which means the first name which is ending with es word will be given to you. But if I put it here again, which means es should be in between. Either it can be anywhere in a word you should give as a result. Great. So it will give you this output. Great. So let's move forward with the 31st question. Please read the question and write it by yourself. Pause the video. Now, how do you list actor whose first name match with ANG underscore S? You need to take underscore exactly 1 character. So it should be the same as the question states. Please don't apply your mind here. Now, first name, last name. Actor first name like this. It's a pretty cakewalk to you for now, because till now you have solved 31 question in it just like a chutki. So it might be you have solved this question very easily, because I also, when I saw a tutorial, I used to read the question then directly write it by myself so that it will fit into my mind. So please follow this rule. Okay, so let's move to the 32th question. So now, how do you list actor whose first name start with L? First name, okay, start with L. Okay, so it will look like this, but do not start with LI. Okay, so it would be someone like Lander. Okay, great. So it would be Lander, but it can't be Linder. Fine. So you need to take this name, not this. So you need to remove li from it. It's not should start from li. So simple. As the question states, write the same thing. So yes, whose first name? Okay, I need to take the first name. I will take it first name. Start with li. Okay, start with li. Okay, and not start with. Okay, is I will write is not like li, or not start with, so start with li. That would be the code. Guys, bingo, written the same. Okay, so like li, and first name should not like this. Okay guys, so as the question states, you should know the particular format, like where to use modulus, how to use modulus, so that you can use it according to the question, and if you are able to use it, you can solve any problem related to this modulus. We're starting from ending with where, there, everywhere. Great. So yes, now keyword states that aggregate functions in SQL compute a single value from, okay, so aggregate functions are basically count, min, max, sum, average, similar as provided in Python. You can use any module to calculate sum, count and everything. So but guys, there is a homework for you. Please look over replace keyword, concatenate keyword, because these are the particular aggregate function which mostly don't ask, but this is a homework for you. Please have a quick look on W3 School of replace, concatenate, concat I would say, or these type of few basic more functions. It's not been asked thoroughly, but as it strikes into my mind, I will let you. I have told you. Now let's move to the 33th question. How do you find the earliest year in the movies table? Earliest year, which is min, which is very first movie in which year it has been loaded into a database, that would be the very earliest year. So select the min year and movies would be printed. Whatever movies has been published in that minimum year would be given to you as your output. Okay, now how do you find the most recent year in movies table? In movies table, recent year, which means max, simple. Select max year. Fine, you have written max, and yes, whatever movies has a max year, let's say 2024, all the movies will be listed as an output here. Now, if I execute each and every code, you see guys how much time it will add. 1 minute for each question, and it will create a big slot of this. And I hope, like many people used to just double tap, just need to know what actually, like what all patterns are being there. So please have a note over each and every keyword or each and new pattern that I'm solving it. Now it's a count star, total number of rows in the movies table. So total number of rows, you can write count star, it will count each and every row present in a table. So now movies. Great, so it will give you. Okay, great. Now, how do you count the number of movies released after the year 2000? After the year 2000, which means this would stands for your condition. Number of count, the number of will give you the aggregate function what you need to use. Here you need to use count and from movies. Okay, so it's not specified particularly which count they need. So you should use star here, movies, where the year should be greater than 2000. Whatever question said guys, you just need to write the same thing. Now 37th question, how do you count the number of non-null year? Count the number of not null year. Guys, in this you have a parameter for your aggregate function. So count itself states that you need to use count as your aggregate function of non-null year. So non-null year will come here and it will create your select statement. Now select count here from movies, and it will remove the null value because null value won't be counted in this. So null value would not be counted and you will get your response output. Great. So let's hop over the new keyword that you should know, group by. Guys, this question came multiple times because group by have some issue with them. So most of the people likes to ask, in my college also people were asked this types of question, group by, having, and difference between having, group, and group by, and where. So please prepare for it. I will also let you know in this video too. So yes, so group by clause in SQL is used to arrange identical data into groups. This clause is often used with aggregate function count, min, max. Okay, so it's basically same as the previous aggregate functions, but group by, what it basically do is, if you apply it over any value, over any row, so instead of printing whole row, it will take a single row. Let's say how many Aditya has scored marks. So it will take total number of Aditya as an input. So Aditya and the marks here. Simple. We'll see the output like this. Okay, so as the question states, how do you find the number of movies released each year? So this would be the scene, because you don't need to print the number of movies, you don't need to print the movie name with the year which has been published in the database. You need the number of movies. So from printing the number of movies, which means you need to use count function here, count aggregate function here, movies released each year, which means count has an attribute with it, year. Now group by year, what it will do, I will let you know. I will execute this code so that you will get pretty rough idea how this group by works. So let's move to my workbench and just paste this code, and yes, run it, and bingo, we got it. Like in 2002 we have 12,056 data, 2000 may 11,000 data, similar to that, everything. So 1888 we have the min year as an 1888. See guys, so how much data it has. I will try to upload this MySQL IMDb in the description. Please have a look after 2-3 days, because all the videos are lined up. I want you to crack the interviews and let me know. I would be very happy because I have helped you to crack the interviews. So please be with me and I will help you till your last stage. If you want guidance, please let me know over my Instagram, LinkedIn, or anywhere. Find the link over my channel description. I would be very happy to connect with you. So yes, as you can see how the group by works, the same case it will applies here. And yes, now how do you find the number of movies year? I will discuss. You need to use group by, because group by will do each and year will be grouped together and it will give you the output. Great. Now, how do you find the number of movies? Number of movies, which means count. Okay, released each year, which means it's an attribute. So write attribute. Now from ordered by year, ordered by, which means you need to order by as ascending order. Please guys, do this specific precedence, like select should be very first from group by, order by, because you can't use up and down, it will create some issues. Great. So now please have a look. Order by year, it will sort it according to the year, which means the minimum year would be at the top and the maximum year would be at the end. Similar to the previous, just need to sort it. That's it. Now moving forward with the next question. How do you find the number of movies released each year? Number of movies. So you need to use count function. Okay, what's the parameter? Number of each year. So it should be year here. Okay, year. Okay, ordered by year. Same question, but the thing is you are learning as keyword here, as basically used for aliasing purpose. You are aliasing it somewhere, like count year would be denoted as year count. So that the table name, if you don't write as, then the column name would be this count year, but I don't need that. I need a good name. So I am putting as year count and it will look like the same. Okay, so let me run this so that it would be very intuitive to you. So let's copy paste, go to our workbench and paste it here, and bit of alignment I need. Oops. Yes, now just select it, run it, and yes, as you can see, the year count has been written. If I have removed this, so see the difference. And guys, in the question it has been written many times, like how to give your answer, because in HackerRank test they need specific column name that they have specified in the question. So please be prepared for that. That's why I'm telling you. So it would be great. I have told you how the output will look like. So moving forward with the very next table. Great, very next keyword. So it's a having. So now the group by rivalry came, having. So having clause in the SQL is used to specify the condition on group by created by group by. So if you are using group by to specify it, okay, group the years, but the year should be greater than 2000. We'll see the query in the next slides. So let's hop over the query. So query states, how do you, let me write H very nicely, I have cut it. So how do you find years with more than 1000 movies? How do you find years? Okay, find years, which means count. We need to find count. So count, and year would be the attribute. More than 1000, so it is the condition. And how find years with more than 1000 movies? So you need to use group by year, because you need to group each and every year as per the question states, and in the last it should be more than 1000 movies. So yes, similar year, count year, and I have showed you if you don't use as, it will work. It as would be applied defaultly, and year count from movies, year and year count would be greater than 1000 would be your condition. So having you have used, and yes, so it might be coming into your mind, Aditya, can we apply where here? Guys, where and group by have some difference, like where only applied over rows, but group by applied over whole group. So taking or manipulating the group or applying condition, you should use having to apply over a group. As you can see in the definition also, having conditions on group, and in where you will apply where clause on rows. Great. So put it into your mind, because this is a very famous question. Why don't we use, can we use or apply the condition in groups or having queries? So you should be answerable for that. Let's hop over the 42th question. How do you list movies released after the year 2000? How do you list movies? Okay, movies is a table in this case. Released after the year 2000. After the year 2000 is my condition without using group by. See, how you can do that without using group by. So the output will be same. It will be arranged in a column wise, like how many year, how many movies are there which is greater than 2000. I would like to run this code. And guys, this question was very famous in the recent interviews. That's why I'm running it. Those questions, whichever I'm running it, it's a very important. Great. So you see, same thing happens. Name came up, movies 18. Okay, let me run it again. I guess it is the same output. I will, yes, name is year, name year. Okay, only above, greater than, after 2000, all the inputs are coming up, which are greater than 2000 according to the same condition as the question states. Great. Now let's hop over the very next question. So please guys, this question were asked in TCS. Guys, Microsoft, Amazon, on phone screening round, I have saw over the lead code and I have took this question. Great. So creating the content is a very toughest, because I need to create a content which will help you. It's not a bullshit. You should know, you should put your time where there it would be valuable for you. So after this, if you revise it, then you will definitely remember me and you will write me, guys, Aditya, due to your video I was cracked. Many people, I saw the particular message and would be very happy to respond them back. So yes, please, if you are watching it, please have a note and cracked interview and let me know what happens. Great. I know in this from this PPT, the same question will pop into your interview. Same question if the question is about IMDb, but the column name, but the table name would be changed. But from this, all patterns would be covered, so that from this only the concept will pop up to you. Great. Now, how do you find with more than 20 movies that have rank score greater than 9? More than 20 movies. So you should give more than 20 movies. Find the years with more than 20 movies that have a rank score greater than 9. Which have a rank score. So you have two conditions: more than 20 movies and greater than 9 rank score. Great. So year count, as the question states, find years more than 20. So you need to count them. Then only less than 20. Year count should be less than 20. Is it? So find year. So count year will give you the number of year that the particular query had or had been generated. More than 20 using having, because it's a group here, group by using. So we need to apply. Let me write clearly, having, like this case, less than or greater than 20. Great. And that have rank score greater than 9, which would be the another. So you can use where condition to apply each and every row. The row will be applied, and whatever query, like this much would be executed very fast. So all the values or all the rank score which is greater than 9 would be collected. Now all these year would have, like first step, what will happen is all these rank score greater than 9 would be segregated out, created a segment. Then it would be grouped by what it is written, that year. It would be grouped by year, so that all year would be in the leftmost column. Third, the having condition would be applied. Try to remember the flow of your SQL condition, because I have saw the interview experience in that the candidate said that after writing the code, they told me how your code is working. Let me know the step-by-step execution. So this is the flow of this code. Please have a look over it. Great. So now additional point. So group by rows that have the same values in the specified columns. Great. So same values in specified columns. Aggregate functions, count, sum, average. We have taken it. Having filters the group based on the specified condition. Having would always depend over the group by, not on where case. On the where clause you can't apply having, but you can apply over the group by clause. Great. So what is the difference between having and where? Because we are applying over the group by. So as I have told, where is applied to the individual rows before grouping. So this would be the keyword that should come out from your mouth when you are telling your interview. So individual rows before grouping. Having is applied to group after the aggregation. Aggregation, what it is? Count, min, max, group by all has having their or the same aggregation. I hope you got this difference. This is, guys, very important, very important. Please have a look over it. put it into your mind, revise every day, you won't forget, and you also won't forget me. Now, joins. So join, most of the people will worry about what is join, but in DBMS theory video, I have explained very good nicely about joins, what are joins, and let's see the coding question about it. So join SQL is used to combine rows, definitely the name says itself. So what are the types of join? So our inner join, then left join, then right join, then full outer join. It would be full outer join, both of the table would be joined together. Great. So let's write the very first query. How do you list the names and the genres? Names and the genres of movies. Okay, so movies have genres into it and names into it. Is that true? No, because genres are in movie genre is table. Movie genres table, we have genres, and movies we have in names. Great. So limiting the result only till 20 rows. So you need to first join two tables. What are the two tables? First the movie, and another would be the movie genre, where we have all the genres stored. We need to attach that. Okay, so now it, and the result should be given 20. So okay, I have wrote name, genre, just ignore for now. What I'm doing is movies m, we are analyzing it. You can use as here, but it is fine. As will be defaultly executed if you write space separated m. So m will denote movies here. Now join will join both the tables of movie genres, which is denoting by G, and the same case has been using here. If you're not analyzing your table name, then you need to write, instead of m you need to write movies, and instead of this you need to write whole these table names. So instead of that, please write to clear code, please write this, try analyzing into your code. Now what is this, Aditya? Because MID and GMovieID are primary key and foreign key, because it knows that the from both of the table the ID would be same for each and every movies. Great. I will let you know. I will show you what that means is. So let me copy this and let me go here. Just print it. Okay, so now you see guys, you see, firstly I will let you know, select, let me put my pen back, select star from movies, because we have two tables name as movies, and star. Okay, great, star from movies, that's it, and I will let it as limit as 10 because I need to show you a few things. Great. So yes, let me run this. Now you can see ID is 012 hashtag 28 as a movie name, and year would be associated with it. And instead of movies, I will write movie genres. Great. Oops, it will be executed, everything. It would be great. Now I need only this, so I will read it again. So yes, now movie genres, guys, see the movie ID 1, 2, 3. This would be the same column present in the movies. Okay, so that the same thing we are taking the advantage of it. We applies the join condition when we know that both the column would have same number as in primary key. In this ID is a primary key, in this ID is a primary key, and all these ID key would be there inside it. So I need to join according to that. So it would be the same condition, it will join it and give you the answer. We are using inner join here too. Now limit is 20, that I have told you. So all the movies with have same movies ID and movies genre would be combined together and you give you the output. So if I will let you know the answer of it, because I have copy pasted. So let me run this. Okay, so yes, you can see these are the same movies that are present in the movies as well as the movie genres, and the output would be this. The genre would be attached to the name according to their IDs. We have used IDs, guys. Try to use the same column used in both the tables so that it will help you to join it. Great. So now let's hop over this code. And in this code, what actually happens is these are the two tables. These are the two tables, I would say. This is movies table, this is movies genre table. Great. And both the values has been, like, from all the values has been printing it, which has the same value, I hope you got my flavor what I am talking about. Now Let's hop over the next question. What does the query return when joining two tables, T1 and T2, using their common values? Which means we have two tables and using their common values, we need to print. So we can use inner join here in this case because inner join stands for A intersection B and we need to print that only. So select star T1. T1 joins T2. It will print all the column values which has same values. Similar to the just previous question. This question, same thing we did, and this is a particular syntactical code like what actually we are doing it. Great. I hope you have covered all this and you are getting everything into your mind. Please have a note over it because join is the most favorite, hot, everything course topic. It would be definitely asked to you if you have written SQL into your resume and you have given the rating also like you are 4 in SQL. So please, if you know this, it would be very easy for you. Please have a look at it. Great. So 46th question. How do you join two tables T1, T2 on column C1? See, T1, T2, you can use join operation as we know. On column C1, it's a new case. So you need to use using C1 here. It will take the column C1 and attach the values. That's it. Any column name, you just need to put it here, and according to that, all the value would be joined and joined value will be given to you. Every column value will be given to you, which applies after applying the join. Great. I hope the syntax is clear to you because interview, they will tell you, please let me know the syntax of this. So now let's move on the 47th question. How do you list the names, genres of movies, including movies with no genre, limiting the result to 20 rows? It's a bit confusing, but pretty similar. Let's see. You need to list the name. So first would be the name. From where the movies have names. Okay. In genre we also have movies, but in this case you need to use movies because we are applying join over it. Great. Now movies, name, genre of movies. Genre would be in movies or genres of movies. Great. Of movies, you took name and genre from other tables. You have performed the join on which condition? On both the ID condition. I have joined my table. First condition is over. Now, including movies with no genres. Including movies. So you need to apply what? You have movies here. Please try to create these diagrams. And another is your movies genre. Great. And you need to print with all the values which have no genre also. So you need to apply left join here. You need to apply left join. You don't need the right side value. So as for the diagram, I have written it. Please do that because I will use movies at the left side and movies genre at the right side. Let's see the equation. Whatever I have said, whatever I have explained, after reading the question, I have wrote the same thing. Select M name, G genre, great. From movies M, movies on the left side, that's why applying left join. Please guys, please mandate, it's a mandatory to follow the particular order. If your movie genre are at the very first, which means you need to apply right join then. If your look like this, where your movies genre are in the right side and in the left side and movies is there on the right side, then you will apply right join here because whatever movies value we have, whether they have genre or not, we need to print that. So same thing, you need to follow the order that you are writing it. Please put into your mind. Now movies M, left join, applying left join on mid according to the IDs. We have clubbed both the tables and the limit is 20. Just simple. I hope you got this. It's a very easy explanation of this particular query. So let's hop over the next question. It's a pretty good question, I would say. How do you list the first name and last name? From the first question, we have saw that the first name and last name is under the actors table. Great. Of actors, as states that actor is a table that we need to use. Who acted in the movie? So acted is the keyword that you need to think. What is acted? It is roles, like whatever people have worked in Officer 444 movies and what are their roles. So roles, we have a table in which all these roles of each and everyone who have acted in the particular movie. We have stored all this into the rows and each and every table have all these ID column as same. Great. So roles and in the movie. So movie, we have a movie table significantly separately. So guys, in this you need to apply join over actors, roles and movies, and the movie name is Officer 444. Simple, you have 3 movies. Great, great, great. Now you need to join it, and you know that joining it will take a single column that is same in all the 3 tables, and we know that that is ID. So I will fetch the ID, or I will try to add or club all the tables using their ID. And what all value we need? We need a last name and first name from actor. So I have written A actor first name, A actor last name from actor table, join roles where I got to know who worked in which movie. So R on A ID and R actor ID. Great. Now movies M on M ID and R movie ID, which means roles and movies also being clubbed, actor and roles also being clubbed, and your solution is done. Now just need to write and M name, which is a movie name, is equivalent to Officer 444. I hope you got the intuition. You have figured out which column is same in both the tables, what all you need to print from which table, and what is the condition that you need to apply while joining it. When we are told that we need a table which is joined all 3, we use ID, and ID also with the condition the Officer 444 should be the movie name. Great. So this solution is pretty intuitive. If you have understood what the join and how it works, it would be cakewalk for you. And I hope you have know that how this join is working till now. Great. Now moving with the subqueries. Guys, in theory video, there is a particular topic, what is subqueries, what is correlated theories, and many more. Please have a look over my DVMS interview questions, because it's an also important way, because interview will start asking you the theory question first, then he will move forward with the practical or the coding question, which can be done in SQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, whatever you have written. So subquery is a query inside the query. Let's say it's a query 1 and here you have written query 2. So query inside the query, which is subquery. You can go over this definition. The main thing is not in, like, in, not in, exist, not exist, any, all. It would be the type of aggregated functions that you should use. Great. So operator exists and all, the name itself states what it is. We'll see as per examples. Now how do you list all actors? So you need to add actors table in the movie, so you need to add movies into it now, which should be the calendar list. So guys, the subqueries can be implemented using the joins also, but the question states you need to use subqueries, so please use that. I'm a fan of a subqueries because it's looks very intuitive for me. Okay, so you need to select first name, last name as per the question. Great. From actors. Okay, I have written the same case. Now the second case is which the movies is calendar list. Okay, calendar list, I need to do that. So what I will do is, for calendar list movie name, I need to find the actor ID from roles who had work in that particular calendar list, because when we got the previous question that we see now, like acted, in which roles had a specifically actor ID with their actor name and the movie that they have worked in. The movie that they have worked in. From there, I will get the ID, and from the ID, I will take the first name and last name and I will print it. Okay, so we are using 3 tables here. First would be actors table. First would be actors table, in which we need first name and last name, first name and last name. Then I am using roles table to fetch out actor ID who works in given movie, and movies table to fetch these movie whoever what all actor ID who is associated with this movie's ID. Great, great. So let's write the same code. First name, last name from actor. Good. First statement is over. Where ID in, select actor ID from roles. From roles where movie ID is in, where the movie ID is in. Okay. Select ID from movies where name of calendar list. Great. So basically the trick is, when someone asks you to write the subquery, please write it from the back. Okay, you need a movie calendar first. Okay, I will fetch the movies which name as calendar list. Great. Now I need to take the movie ID from it because I need to check who all actors have acted in movie Splinter. So I will start running my roles table in which I have stored all my actor IDs, then and movie IDs too. So all these movie IDs been done because my roles table have movies ID also into it, where we can able to connect movies ID and roles together. Great. So movies ID has been clubbed. ID in name, actor ID, I hope you got it, because from starting list, then first actor ID and what all name associated with the actor ID, you have printed it. Start from the back and end on the first. It will solve any subquery. Very easy. Now see, how do you list all actors? All actors, you need to actors table, you need actor tables in the movie, so you need a movie table also. Who screen the list? How do you list all the actors? Simple, rank score which is greater than equals to all. All means all condition when when it returns true, which means it is having all the condition as true. If no values is there, it's false, it won't work. But if all the values are true, all will work. Great. So select max rank score. If rank score exists with max value, it will return, otherwise it will not return. So from movies, it will do that. Great. I hope you got it. If we are using an aggregate function all here to fetch all the rank score, which is max value and movies name. Great. All the movies information would be printed here. And you can see it's a query inside the query of a same table, not another table. You see that movies is the same thing, movies is the same thing. Great. Now, additional point. In check if the value matches any value, because I have show you many aggregate functions, and not in check if the value does not match any value. Basically they are boolean, they will tell you false or true. Any returns if any of the value in subquery meets the condition, returns true if all the subquery meets the condition. If any subquery doesn't meet the condition, which means they don't have the corresponding value that you are requesting, then they will not print it. Great. So return true if the subquery returns no records. Great. So exist and not exist, its name itself says whether the particular row or the particular condition exists in the particular table or not. Great. So let's move to the another keyword, which is data manipulation language, which is DML. Okay. So DML we use for select. We have saw extensively till now, and insert, update, delete we'll see now. So how do you insert a new movie record with ID this, name, Thor, year this? Same thing, movies, you don't need to write this, but if you write this in the interview, it will create the impression on him. Now values which states as per the question, because they can change the specific condition. So you ask from your side, sir, what is the format of your table? It might be the ID should be in the last or somewhere. So you should fill according to your according to the description of the table. Great. So Thor movies would be appended into it. So this is the particular syntax. I hope this is a very basic, you should know about it. Now, how do you insert multiple movie record in a single query? Multiple movie record, simple. You need to specify the constraints, like how particular constraint is, how in which way the table has the all values. Now, please append the values. You can see 3 of the values I have been appending. Multiple values I have been appending in one single insert equation. Great. So how do you copy rows from one table to another table? If you have watched Anubhav's stand-up, this work has been given to him and he was not able to do that. He was doing single word and not able to perform the whole task in one day. So you can do it if you learn this. Now insert into target table, column 1, column 2, you should take it. Now select column 1, column 2 from source table that you are fetching it. Now where the condition that is according to the question. So this is a syntax basically to how to do the specific operation. Please have a note of it, because this question has been asked in 2018 batch, not recently, but if you have unlucky, unlucky what? It's easy though. So you should know. Okay. So yes, I have explained this is very also. So please have a look, have a note over it, revise it every day, and ace the interview. Ace the interview, guys. How do you update the rank score of the movies with ID to 9? Simple. Update movie names, table name, set condition, and set which row you want to update. Rank score equivalent to 9, like whatever value you need to update. Put the condition so that you can find the row. So ID would be this. So please find the ID which is equivalent to 412321, and please set the rank score to 9 from the movie table. That's it. That's the append statement will do. Great. So how do you update the rank score of all movies released before 2010? Before 2010, which means simple guys, update movies, set what you need to set in that particular column, and year should be less than 2010. So all these 1888 to 2009, all the value would be set as rank score 8. Great. So how do you delete the movie record with ID 412321? Simple, delete from table name and put the condition. Simple, where ID equivalent to 412321. That's it, and you can delete the particular specific. Please try to focus over the specific condition and it will work. Great. So how do you remove all rows from the movies table? So all rows. So for removing all rows, you need to use truncate. One of the people I saw in my college, instead of using truncate, he used dropped, and also the interviewer had dropped him. Great. So truncate is used to remove the values of all rows. It will not change the schema, but drop will delete the table. Great. So try to understand this definition. Now DDL is basically create, alter, drop, which is the data definition language. DDL is used to define manage database schemas, objects and table. See, manipulation and definition both are different. Manipulation means you are manipulating inside the table, you are not disturbing the schemas. But if you want to disturb the schema, please go to use some data definition languages. Great. So create, alter, drop and truncate are the data definition languages. So please see, create table. How to create a table? You can create it like this. Please follow the particular condition as per the stated, because nowadays they take machine coding round. In that you will get 2 pages of question. You should create a database according to that. So all these data type, primary key, foreign key, everything would be given. You need to create it. For creating foreign key, you should use foreign references foreign key. Okay, foreign, let me write it properly. So yes, so primary key you can do it like this, but if you need to write foreign, so please foreign key, the column name, references to means which references to, and primary key. In this case it's an ID, so put it that, and the foreign key would be constructed. So okay, so let's hop over the 15th or the keyword, the constraints. Okay, the constraints are the rules applied to the table column to enforce the data integrity. Guys, if you have watched my DBMS theory video, see how much this data integrity manages, because I guess if the interviewer started asking you a question about SQL, DBMS, they will definitely ask you how you can manage the data integrity. If you know that, if you want to know that, please watch my DBS interview video. In that, each and every question that has came previously, I have did in my video. Now not null ensures that a column cannot have null value. Okay, unique ensures that all values are in the column should be different. Okay, so difference between primary and unique is primary, you cannot add null value into a table when you are inserting it. But if you are using unique instead of primary, then you can put null value into your table. So please guys, there is a very hot topic is difference between unique and primary key, which can be asked from you in your interview. Okay, so now check default index are basically the same, used to create and retrieve data from the database very quickly. So if in my database video I've talked extensively about what index is, how it optimize our queries, so please have a watch. So default and check name cells, I think I don't need to explain it. Now 58th question, how do you ensure that the name column cannot have null values? How you can ensure it? Just put not null thing. Okay, you can put not null or you can put it as primary. It also ensures that that particular column will not fill with a null value. But if there is already a column which has a primary key as a constraint, then you can apply not null, and you can apply not null each and every columns. It's not necessary you can use once, thrice, you can use each and every columns. Great. Now how do you ensure that all values in the email columns are different? In the email columns are different, as I've stated, unique, which means you can append the null value also, or you can append your email also, which should be unique, not the same could be put in again. Guys, try to focus on these minute things, because it can create blunder, because these are easy but they are not come into your mind when you are preparing for the interview. Okay, so let's move to the very 60th question. How do you uniquely identify each row in the users table? How do you uniquely identify identify each row in the unique table. As simple. Create users, put primary key, then all the values that present in the row would be unique. 100% it would be unique and it would not be null. Great. So let's move to the 61st question. How do you ensure that the user ID in the order table uniquely identifies a record? So you need to put order ID record in the user table. Okay, so there is another table that you are creating, which is order from the user table. So they might have got the particular idea what it is. We need to use foreign key. So as I've told you how to create the foreign key in just few seconds back. So create table orders, order ID int and user ID int that you need to use as a foreign key. So see, now foreign key as user ID, this value that you are denoting it like this. Let's say this is an user table in which this is the user ID, and another table that you have just now created, which is orders, and the orders has this users ID, references to user ID. Let me write it clearly. So it is the order ID. Okay, so it would be the user ID and references to users ID. So the user is a table name here and ID is the ID of this. So users is a table name and in my user ID is the column name. Great. So what you are doing is you are pointing it to your primary key to the foreign key. This meant by this line. User ID will point to the primary key of the user table on ID column. Great. So let's hop to the 62th question. How do you ensure that the price column in the product table is greater than 0? It's set as a check. As I have told you, check, unique, not null, null, multiple, primary key, foreign key, everything just in the back videos, just in the back slides. Okay. So create table products, ID print, price decimal, which means it should be 10,20 decimals. Now check price always when you are appending it. The price should be greater than 0. It should not less than 0. It should be minus. It not been possible. So please put this condition so that you ensure that the value should not be less than 0. Great. So how do you set the default value? Simple, yeah. Default current, it's about created the column current timestamp. You need to store the timestamp also when your column has been created. So please, this is a particular syntax. Timestamp is a particular data type for storing the timestamp, and default current timestamp, which states that please store the current, whatever current time it is, please store into your database when particular row has been appended. Great. How do you create an index name column in the user table? As we know that if you have watched my DBMS interview questions, we use indexing to optimize our query exponentially. So create index username, which means what is the username, or you need to provide, let's say Aditya, please create an index over the Aditya on the users as my name. User table with a name column. Please create an index over my Aditya. If someone finds Aditya, just hop directly to the Aditya scheme, which means Aditya, or I would say this index user name has a pointer over my database where the Aditya values has been stored, so that if anyone directly calls my name, so it without taking much time, it will directly hop to my particular address and find whatever condition matches with the query, and it will return the particular output. Great. Let's hop over the 65th question. Let's hop over the keyword alter, because it's the same though. That's why I'm alter. The alter command is used to add, modify, drop column in existing table. Great. So alter basically used is a DDL language which help us to manipulate the schema. Let's see how do you add new column. So alter table name, language, add country, varchar 50. In which country the language has been spoken, please add that particular column into my table. So you put the table name, put the new column name that you need to add, and their specific data type. Great. So new row will be appended. Now change the country name, country column, change the country column in the language to the table to type varchar 60. So previously it was 50, you need to shift it as 60. So you just have a quick change, write it, modify, and change your particular column. Great. So how do you remove the country column from the language table? How do you remove the country column from the language table? So alter table name, drop I don't need that country, so please drop it. It will drop it. That's why we are manipulating our table. That's why it is DDL, which is data definition language, in which we are manipulating the schema, not the table. Schema, because we have reduced that particular column from it. Okay. Now, drop is also a DDL language where we are dropping something from the schema, remove the table, both the tables and all the data permanently. Okay, so how do you remove the permanently? Please drop table name, you can remove it. Now the very last question states, how do you safely remove a table name only if it exists? Drop table name, and if exists it will drop it, otherwise it will say the table doesn't exist in the database. Great. So guys, I have created one short video of array, string and many more all shift solutions of TCS and QT. If you are preparing for it, this would be the short watch, and all the questions are coming from these type of one shot, because it's been, after researching a long over the net, I have created it so that it will help you, so that your time would be valuable if you're spending on my videos. So please subscribe the channel, please like it, share with your friends and support me. Put the comment whatever you like, what you have doubts, and if you want to reach out to me, ask any doubt, guidance, you can contact me over my Instagram or LinkedIn. I would be very happy to respond you back. So we'll meet you with a new video soon.